everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Ellen and this is Little Houseplant Life. So in today's video I am going to be doing a wish list plant talk, I guess, for 2022. So I'm really excited. There's some really good plants on my list at the moment that I'm really keen to kind of get into, look a lot more into, because obviously you kind of end up seeing a plant that you really want, and it's, you know, you've got to do a little bit of research into it and figure out, you know, where you can put it, what sort of care it's going to need, and if you can really get there. So yeah, definitely some good ones that I would love to get. So I'm going to shimmy on over to this side for you, and what I will do is I'll put up either pictures or videos kind of here. I might do sort of a bit of an Instagram scroll or something of some wish list plants that I want from 2022. So then, the first plant on my list that I'm really keen to look at and get is the Philodendron Florida Ghost. Now, this is a plant that I've wanted for many years now, and it actually, it's got that really beautiful, like those white leaves that come out completely white and they look absolutely stunning. And it's actually quite a good price at the moment. So it's you're looking around the £20 range if you want some single leaf cuttings or something like that. And then it kind of works up into the hundreds if you want obviously bigger, fuller plants, as with a lot of plants. Obviously the bigger they get, the more expensive they are. I just really love it. I really love the colour, and it's very different from just like normal variegation, if that makes sense. You don't get like different colourings on the leaves, and that's what I love about it. So yeah, as you'll probably be able to see over here, I really just love that, yeah, the sort of look that you can get. And you can also get like a, I don't really understand what it's called or what it is, but you can almost get like a minty version where it's kind of like a green leaf but with like a white, like minty colour over it, if that makes sense. I'll try and find a picture for you to show you, but yeah, I'm really into that at the moment anyway. So that's certainly one on my wish list at the moment. The second on my list is Variegated Addisonii. So the Variegated Addisonii is once again one that I've wanted ever since I found out about it. Monstera Addisonii is one of my favourite plants. Just the normal green one, obviously, and I do have quite a lot of them, and I have gifted quite a lot of them as well, because I do find them very easy to care for. And the white variegation that you can get on these is just really beautiful. Quite often it's like the half moon kind of effect. It can quite often come out like a yellowy kind of variegation, but I'm not really too bothered about that, because I just really like the way that it works. And yeah, just the shape of the Addisonii leaf is something that I really do enjoy. So yeah, that's definitely one that I'm really into at the moment. And I mean, they are still very expensive. I'm finding kind of cuttings for around the £200 mark, and then working all the way up again from there. So if the £200 ones that I'm finding are quite good, then that's actually not too bad, considering they used to be thousands. But I'd imagine for a decent one that's actually like a trusted source, it will still be a couple of hundred. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what I can find. And if I do manage to get one throughout the year, then yeah, we'll see how we get on with that. The next one on my list is the Monstera Oblique Peru, which has got quite a similar shape to the Addisonii, really. It's got that really beautiful kind of long and thin shape with the fenestrations on it, and I just absolutely adore it. I think it's absolutely stunning. It is much more on the pricier end than the like Addisonii, so if you want like a cheaper version of it, I would consider the Addisonii sort of a cheaper version, although obviously the fenestrations on it are nowhere near as good as on that one. So yeah, it does really depend on what you're after, but yeah, the Oblique, especially the Peru, I think there's like a type of Oblique Peru, is just absolutely beautiful. And yeah, it really has those really big holes in, which is just absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, that is the one that I would like. So next you have the Monstera Burley Marks Flame, which is absolutely gorgeous. It's actually one that I've only recently found out about, and I just really love the way that it looks. I've always really found the Monstera shape, like leaf shape, absolutely stunning. And I just think like how thin the leaves are as they come off, and then you've got the big gap in between. I just really love the way that looks. So yeah, that's definitely one that I'm really liking at the moment. However, that is so pricey. It's like out of this world, and I really can't see myself being able to either afford something that expensive or want to buy a plant that's actually that expensive, because if I do kill it or something happens to it, then I would just be absolutely devastated. But yeah, it's definitely up in the thousands is where we're going to go with that one. It's definitely up in the thousands. I think one that I've found is in the 4,000-5,000 range. So yeah, definitely way up there. And that's just for like a cutting as well. So you've got to make sure that it can root properly, that you're not gonna, you know, that if the leaf dies, there's still some sort of growth that you could get from this plant, that kind of thing. So yeah, definitely do need to do a bit more research into that one. And then moving on to sort of the philodendron area. So you've got the Philodendron Red Addison, is absolutely stunning. Once again, it's one that I've only recently found out about. It is very similar to things like the White Knight and like the Pink Princess. However, it doesn't have the variegation is just quite different. Obviously, if you ever see it up on the screen here, and it's got almost like some grey colouring to it rather than like white. So it's like whites, greys, reds, greens. It's just absolutely beautiful. The colour mix is outstanding, and I just really do love it. However, once again, it is extremely pricey. I think close to the £1,000 mark is where you're kind of looking with that. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be something that I will once again get, but it is on my wish list, so you never know what happens. And you know, through the year these things might drop, they might become a little bit less popular and the price sort of drops down, so you never know. You've got to keep these things on your wish list for a reason. You've then got the Philodendron Melanochrysum, which I did actually see in a garden centre a little while ago, and I was really shocked because I've never been able to find anything like this in a garden centre near me before. But yes, absolutely beautiful. It's got the really long leaves, which I really like as well. However, it depends obviously on growth and things like that as to how well it does and to how long those leaves are, how round they are, that kind of thing. But yeah, it really is looking absolutely beautiful. Just such a beautiful plant. So that's definitely one that I'm quite keen to get my hands on, and like I said, I have seen it in a garden centre near me recently, so yeah, maybe if I go back I might be able to pick that one up. I think it was around the 100 mark when I looked, so yeah, I'm okay with that. Like the sort of low hundreds is possible for like a massive wishlist plant. However, I don't think I would ever really go above that, so hopefully that comes down a little bit more. But yeah, that's absolutely stunning, and I would absolutely just love that plant, so that's good. So next I've got the Philodendron Ecuadorian Varicosum, and this one, I've said the Ecuadorian because I think it's like a type. I think there's two different types of Varicosum. I think this one in particular is the one that I really like and think is really beautiful. So it's got it's basically got like really fuzzy stems, and they look really beautiful, and then the leaves are just really silky and shiny and just out of this world. It's got like a really deep green, and I really like the veining and stuff on it as well. So yeah, I definitely feel this year I'm moving towards like the greener plants and kind of finding unusual ones, and like the silky velvety kind of leaves. So it's quite interesting to see really how your sort of plant interests change as you sort of get into different years and do different things. I think last year my wish list was very much about the variegated plants. So yeah, it's very interesting to sort of move in that direction. So then there's a couple of allocations that I'm quite interested in as well at the moment. So one of them is the Frydeck. I've seen those around a lot more in garden centres. They're becoming a lot more possible, a lot more available, and definitely a lot cheaper. So yeah, absolutely loving that. I think I saw one in the garden centre the other day for around £60. Once again, just beautiful, gorgeous leaves, that really deep green colour, which I'm really into at the moment, and the most beautiful white veining on those leaves as well, and just the shape of the leaf is really stunning. So yeah, definitely really into the Frydeck at the moment. I know that's becoming like a much more common plant, and you know, this isn't necessarily a wish list for rare plants as such. I just, you know, there's a little bit of a mix in there, and that is one that I've kind of had on my sights for quite some time. Then you've got the Allocation Red Velvet, which once again has got that really deep, beautiful green leaves. However, underneath it's got like a really beautiful reddish colour as well, which I absolutely love. I really enjoy my Allocation Dragon Scale because of that red veining that it's got underneath it. And it's almost like that, but the actual underneath of the leaf is red as well. So I really like those colourings. Once again, much more accessible plant, much more cheaper. The kind of allocations that I'm into at the moment are just on that sort of scale. So yeah, definitely really into that one. And the last plant that I am actually quite into at the moment, which I've sort of seen when I was kind of doing a little bit of research into some of these plants actually, and it's just something that sort of popped up and I thought, wow, that is stunning. That is something that I really would love. So I've become quite a Hoya fanatic and I really like Hoya. I've certainly got my fair share of them at the moment. It's the Hoya macrophyllavaragata. I don't know if you've seen it before, but it's got really interesting, like intricate veining on the leaf. And then it's got like the white variegation around the edge, quite similar to the queen, the Hoya queen, Crimson Queen. So, and that is one of my favourite Hoyas, the Crimson Queen. So yeah, it's kind of like a different take on that, which I really like. And yeah, the veining on it isn't really like anything I've seen before in the Hoya sort of, but not anything, well, it's not like anything that I already own, should I say. It's got the really intricate veining. It's almost like you can see through the leaf, like the skeleton of it's like on the outside or something. It's very bizarre, but yeah, that's definitely one that I'm really into as well. So I hope you enjoyed my video today, and I will look forward to seeing you next week, and hopefully you guys can, you know, put together your own wish lists from this, and maybe, I don't know, maybe you guys could find some of these plants a lot cheaper for yourselves, or, you know, if you do find them a lot cheaper than what I've mentioned today, then please do let me know, or if anyone has any or is interested in any swaps or anything, I'm always up for stuff like that. So yeah, it definitely sounds like a nice little list really of things that I popped together. So I really do hope that you enjoy it, and I'll see you next week. Bye.